Good morning, webheads! Good morning! How's it going? Hello! Welcome to another comic book review, where today we're going to be reviewing actually the issue number 3 of the tie-in story for King Black called Symbiote Spider-Man that takes place well in the past, and actually, it takes place after Secret Wars, which is like 80s, 90s type of deal, where of course, we've got a first time getting Symbiote for Peter Parker. That is this book, and that is a variant cover. You know that I like to do. I like to take variant covers blindly. It's like, oh, you know what? I don't know what it's gonna be. Click. Either because I like the artist or through other reasons. And even though this is the cheapest variant, right? Even like the price is regular, but of course there are some variants that are worth more. Honestly, this looks absolutely amazing to me. I love it. Loving the art on that variant cover. So, let's talk about the book. This is the part 3 of The Sword and the Spirit. So you kind of know the sword is the main issue. We learned that Kang came to the aid of the Black Knight from the last issue, right? So we're gonna continue where we finished. So here we start with actually Spider-Man just swinging by and be like, hey, this eclipse is really weird. I gotta do something. I gotta go to the Avengers mansion to help out Black Knight. And we see this brand new ship, the spaceship from the Avenger Tony Stark build, which is supposed to be the fastest out there. It's supposed to be faster than light, FTL, as Spider-Man says. And inside, well, that is Mr. E making an escape. Of course, after some commercials for Avengers Transform. If you enjoy Avengers Transformers, like there you go. There's going to be a series like that. Mech Strike #1. So Mr. E shakes off our symbiote Spider-Man out of his ship, and well, Spider-Man lands in the ship of Kang, but remember, Kang is a bad guy, so Spider-Man already attacks him, and they have a quick fight, but Kang goes like, kid, listen, you know what powers I do possess. There is nothing you can do, right? He literally keeps him away right there. It's like, kid, there's nothing you can do to me. Like, let's be honest, Spidey, I am kind of an available end to everything. I want to rule, so something like you would not save the world, or knock me out or destroy me. I got some more colors. And then, of course, Spider-Man does not believe him, and then we've got Rocket Raccoon. Talking Raccoon, and Raccoon goes on a great rant, like, you people are weird, like, you see each other and you fight, are you nuts? And we got a great conversation that ends with amazing words in between Kang and Rocket Raccoon, that Rocket Raccoon tries to get, are you okay? He's like, yes, I'm okay. So Kang explains to Spider-Man, like, hey, listen, we found Black Knight near death. We have him in this cryo chamber that is healing him, that Rocket had on his ship. He's now slowly being healed, and we also captured one of those like Venom-esque type of characters. So Kang goes there and is like, listen, Venom, Symbiote, whoever you are, tell me all you know, or I'm just gonna shoot you to the sun. He's like, nah, you're bluffing. He's like, oh good, you think I'm bluffing? So he extracts that Venom and shoots him straight into the sun. Of course, Spider-Man goes like, no, don't shoot him. I was like, hey, it's not a human being, it's not alive, let's just kill it. So that's kind of what happens. It's shot into the sun, it is burned, and we learn that actually Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, was possessed by that, and Captain Marvel sees Kang, and guess what? She attacks him and goes like, man, this is boring. Like, you're trying to fight me, come on, listen. And of course, you got another, great Raccoon moment, trying to explain, everyone like, hey, you dumbasses, we are not here to fight. We helped you. You humans are weird. So we go back to the conversation about what it is to have that something possess you, and that there's this really big threat. And now we've got Mr. E with the sword actually somewhere in the space. And like, where we can go to, like, why? Like, there's no way he can destroy it, right? And we hear a Black Knight actually be like, yeah, the sun can't destroy it. There's no way you can destroy it because, well, that's what Merlin did, right? You can't destroy it with heat, you can't destroy it with sun. Exactly. But there's nowhere they can go. It's like, wait, what? Nowhere? What? And of course, it turns out that nowhere is a place, it is a station in the universe that has a lot of not only great craftsmen or marksmiths, we can say that. There are lots of doing trade. It's like on the very end of the universe. So they feel like, of course, he's going to go with that because there is this like one ogre that can destroy the sword, and this is the last thing we need right now because this sword is a key to winning that battle. And actually we see that the heroes were right. We got a shot of Mr. E getting to Ulk, who is the blacksmith right there, on the nowhere so that he can destroy this sword. And that is the last panel. I am Ook, and of course the next one probably gonna have a battle, Ook versus Kang and the others. Honestly, again, whole story is great. It is a slower issue, but as it should be. It's a middle issue of the 5-issue series, and the middle one should be like let it breathe, right? And this issue lets us breathe a bit, which is great because, you know, we got a lot of action to number 1, number 2. Not a lot of action here, but a lot of explaining, and that explaining to me was great. I don't mind slower issues where they're leading up to something, and you can tell they have only 2 more issues. We know they're gonna go to nowhere, and the action is gonna be there. I really like the pacing, going from high, then slowing down a bit, and going to high again. This is the type of pacing I really like, especially when it's done properly and correctly. And here it's like a textbook version how to do slower moments that are not gonna be boring to the reader, but are going to keep him invested in the story, especially for the middle point, because middle point is like the one like, you know what, I've read 3 issues, I don't care. That middle point is really crucial, and they achieve that. They kept my interest, and I want to know what is happening. Not like I have pre-ordered already the whole series, but I really want to know what is next. Great cover, art is great, writing is amazing. It's a solid 8. Because it's a slower issue, but also there are like 2 things that I really didn't like I mean, I get the repeating of like them battling with Kang because he's a bad guy, but Kang's moveset was kind of repetitive, and to be honest, the fact that it's Captain Marvel and they really, you know, had to explain everything, like, that's Captain Marvel, the old one, right? Not the new one. That's what she does, and like she does the whole explain for 2 pages, which we already kind of know. Yeah, there could have been something, but it felt like a bit filler pages, so they can get the story there. So again, solid 8. Great story, and that's what matters to me. The story was great, the art is amazing. Definitely not a 10. Why not 10 out of 10, or not? Why not 9? Because I don't think I'm going to be coming back to this book in a week, in 2 weeks, in half a year. I just didn't have that feeling. It was like, I finished it, great, it's there, I put it away, cool, into my collection. And when I'm going to be, like, in a couple of years, reading the whole King of Black again, maybe then I'm going to come back to it. So, you know, you got this, like, after reading something, you're like, okay, this is amazing, I want to read it again. Or you go and you're like, you know, that's that. So again, solid 8 out of 10. Highly recommending the book. It's really, really good. And honestly, if you can get this far, and you can get it cheaper than a cover price, to be honest, because no one liked it for whatever reason, or like it's super cheap. It's cool looking. Like, look, it works here. Look at that, how he blends in. Bam, how cool it is. This goes probably on my wall because it's amazing, amazing art. So thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye, good night, have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, bye.